Hey, what's up, YouTube? Gaming family. It is IK out here. All right. Credit to this YouTuber. No annoying commentary. I'm just gonna make some Call of Duty Warzone content to give my takes on what's been happening with the current state of Call of Duty Warzone. So here's my whole take on this. But before I get into it, be sure to hit the like button. Do what you got to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is your boy K Rad here on the mic. So let's get right into it. So here's my whole take about Call of Duty Warzone, man. This game is absolute terrible, and the reason why I say this is because there are way too many broken bugs into this game, and I think the problem with this game is that this game has now been catered to a poor fan base that only cares about ruining the game for everybody else. And I think honestly with me, there's really no reason to play this game effectively on a competitive level. I could very well be wrong, but the issue with me is that I've been playing Warzone for the better yet of 5 years. I think that's when Warzone came out. I'm actually looking that up right now. Um, Hold on, give me 1 second. When did COD Warzone come out? Yeah, hold on. COD Warzone came out. Yep, March 10th, 2020. Yeah, because that came out during COVID, and I remember that that game was being hyped all that game was being hyped globally to the point where I believe that yes, Activision came out with it, but then the beta was being dropped over in China, but then eventually that the U.S. took advantage of it because America developed it with Activision, and then after that, like Treyarch and all the other companies started to invest into Warzone because Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was coming out into that near future. But ever since Warzone dropped, it was like technically Activision, and then I'm not too sure if Sledgehammer was like a part of it, but I'll just say that Activision was a heavy, they were heavily invested into this game with them being the creators of Call of Duty Warzone. But my whole take on this is that this game has done a really bad job for the fans. And the reason why I'm saying this is simply because there are way too many broken guns in this game. The hackers have gone out of control. I don't feel like as if I'm actually winning a real game. I feel like, if I win, I actually beat myself away from the hackers. And if I manage to even kill a hacker that's cheating, I feel like that I'm not really getting my full experience of actually playing Call of Duty Warzone. I do like loadouts. I do like going out, having to kill people, and build up money. So therefore, I can kind of like go out of like my way to be successful. But I think the problem with this game is that this game has way too many broken meta with certain guns, and I think a lot of people like to spam a lot of broken locations to kind of like get broken guns, and I think it's too easy for enemies that want to try to hyper camp spawn you, so therefore they can have the higher ground of trying to kill you in a game for you to be vulnerable for the opposition that wants to take you down a lot quicker. Because what ends up happening in Call of Duty Warzone is that this game, when it first dropped, was a fun game. Like, you were able to kind of like walk around, start fighting people. You go out and try to scavenge for a lot of particular items that you need to get farmed for your money. So, once you get like that loadout that you see right there, once you get like a certain amount of money, you have like a certain level where you're trying to put yourself at a proper advantage to take out your opponents. So therefore, you can get your loadout as quickly as possible. But then once you're in that survival mode, you have to be a lot more careful with what you're doing with your shot selection of your like opponents, because everybody else has broken guns just like you, and you have to be really careful of where you're going to be utilizing your shot selection for you to be successful in the game. Call of Duty Warzone has been known to be a very hyper aggressive heavy game. You have to be very careful with how you select your shots. Even though with certain broken guns in the game that people abuse, you have to be careful with how you're shooting your opponents because, one shot can really just change everything out of your damage that you take. And personally with me, I don't like the fact that if you have your build and you're at a good position to be stronger than other people that have lesser, weaker guns, there's certain bugs in the game where that opponent that hits you with their weak gun while you're in a gunfight with them somehow beats you if they hit you at the right hit marker with their gun. So like if they hit you to the head, but let's just say you shot that person like 5 times to like let's just say like their chest or their throat, and you have like a really strong custom made gun, your custom made gun should automatically win, right? No, that's not true. If the opponent has the ability to hit you with a proper hit marker on your body and they're able to get that damage off before you ever have the ability to shoot your weapon to hit them, it basically favors the player that's able to get the kill off of you because they have the hit marker advantage to shoot you with a gun that's lower level compared to your gun. But also the armor system is really bad in this game where you should be favored in you having better armor if you are farming better than everybody else in your battle royale games, in your rebirth resurgence games. That's the one thing I don't like about Call of Duty. This game has poor armor options for you to upgrade your armor because if I have all this money walking around with like let's just say like $15,000 to $25,000, I should be able to spend that money on better armor because yes, like you can get like a perk called tempered plates, I think, which that gives you like just basically the ability to have 2 plates instead of 3, which it's not bad, but the problem is that that perk doesn't really help you. And I do know that you can have reactive armor on, which I like I actually play Warzone myself, and I've had over at least like I want to say like combined with all my wins from all the Warzones combined from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 heading into Black Ops 6. I have at least like 50 plus wins on Rebirth Resurgence, and then regular battle royale Warzone. I have at least maybe 10 or 15 wins. So I will say that I am a good player, but the thing about this game is that I do not like the hackers, but I also don't like the poor meta mechanics with how you get shielding for your character because if you get hit with like a sniper that pierces you right through like your armor, and let's just say that you have like temper plates and then you also have like maybe like strong armor through like another perk, right? You still get hit with like a really big shot, and then you have to be like really careful with like how you're, you know, getting into gunfights with certain players that are trying to spam, with their favorite guns, up against you. I just find that to be really terrible for the game. And then on top of that, if you have more money than your opposition, you should be able to have stronger armor, so therefore you can withstand, tougher team fights. I would very well be in favor of having more buying options at the buy center where you could probably buy like a juggernaut perk or have like a juggernaut armor suit. So let's just say like if you are doing so well in your games, you should have like a juggernaut armor plates to have something in place where you could actually withstand more gunshots for your armor to be taken more like how should I say like you should have something like that in place where if you're doing really good in the game and you want to upgrade your armor plates so therefore you could take more damage from opponents that are shooting at you, that should be put in place for you to do something like that so therefore you can have more durability in gunfights, whether it's in solos or in quads or in trios or duos, so therefore you have some sort of advantage to give yourself um uh, like uh like give yourself up the better upper edge for you to be successful. Um, some other things about Call of Duty Warzone that I don't like is the hackers. The hackers are terrible. The game is absolute dog crap, and this game is being favored to players that are using a lot of advantages where if they have hacks on, they're able to go out of their way to spam, all the better guns up against you. But on top of that, they also have like wall hacks where they see where the enemy is at. So it's like a free UAV where it's basically, set in that set under that notion for you to take advantage of cheating people to know where their locations are, and then you're able to have like aimbot like assists where if the aimbot hacking is set in place to take advantage of people, so therefore you can use that to your advantage to get free kills off of people. So I think that's really trash, and I think the anti-cheat system needs to be more aggressively programmed. I think AI should get involved to probably take that out, because if you're gonna have people that are gonna be spamming that, especially in Rebirth and regular battle royale Warzone, then this game is gonna be absolutely terrible. When the next Call of Duty comes around for Black Ops 7. So I don't like to see that. I think it's trash. But on top of that, in terms of Warzone, the map is terrible. Um, Verdansk is a good map in terms of like the beautiful scenery that you see right here. Like Verdansk has great options for you to go to farm for items, but this map is way too big, and on top of that, it's kind of designed in a way where players that are bad at the game or that like to camp a lot in this game, they will use that to their advantage to kind of like pick you off, but also let the really good players that actually like to hack in this game. I'm pretty sure they're doing that as we speak, where they're trying to get to higher ground, but they're also taking advantage of getting to popular like drop off zones for them to get broken guns faster, and then once they're able to take advantage of that to actually kill more players online, they're able to utilize that to their advantage to be a lot stronger than you. So I think that's really terrible for the game. You definitely see that a lot of people are really pissed off playing Warzone if they're not able to kind of like play the game fairly, and the game doesn't feel fun. That the game feels like crap, and I personally just think that like for all the good players that do play Warzone, they're having to spend a lot more time and effort of having to lose rather than win. And certain Warzone content creators on YouTube like Sparrows, I personally like watching him a lot. He's a really good Warzone player for Battle Royale. He's really gifted with what he does. I also like watching Bobby Poff. I like watching Scump. I also like watching regular Call of Duty multiplayer streamers like Pro MVZ. He's an absolute monster. Playing Call of Duty. Um, who else? There's that other guy named Straffe. I think that's his name, Straffe. He's like a no camera type of, well, he's like a no face, like camera only with his like keyboard and mouse type of like YouTube gamer per se. So um I think he's a really good YouTuber. He's really good at playing Rebirth online with his keyboard and a mouse like gameplay. And yeah, I mean there's plenty of great Warzone players that I will give a lot of respect to, but the players that I don't like that make this game absolute crap and just really horrendous, I personally would say the people that are two boxing you, or they're also boosting online. So how this works is that when people are two boxing, um, this is common in regular Call of Duty multiplayer lobbies in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. These players will go out of their way to basically get to a weak lobby, but then on top of that, they're also boosting with like another player, so therefore they can help each other out to basically take advantage of like the weak lobby to get free wins. And how that works is probably due to the players probably working through voice comms through Discord to probably get in touch with each other. So therefore, once they're in the game, they're already talking to each other to kind of help each other out to get free wins. So I'm pretty sure that that's something that does happen. But it's like having players like that in regular multiplayer lobbies or Call of Duty Warzone lobbies for Rebirth or Battle Royale is just terrible. The game is horrible. Uh, like that's heavily rampant when you have like a lobby of trash players in your squad, and then they're getting beat out by like high level Smurfs or people that are kind of just going in, making the game horrible by getting all these like 50 bomb kills or 65 kills. Like it's just terrible, dude. Like having crap like that is terrible for the game, and it's not fun. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. I think having people like that in the game really pisses a lot of casuals in the game. And I will say good enough that we do have a casual mode in Call of Duty, because I do like the fact that casual mode for Rebirth and regular Battle Royale Warzone is there. But the problem with that mode is that what if you're also having the hackers that are there? I think that's a bigger issue, because if the hackers are kind of like going out there getting free wins competitively in regular pubs or just in ranked overall, yeah, that's a problem. But if they're also doing it in casuals, then that's also like a bigger problem that needs to be handled. So that's something that I don't like, and I really don't like the fact that people are kind of just accepting that to say, well, it's just there, and like we're not gonna say anything like about it. No, like it's gonna be a problem because that's like millions of dollars that Activision can lose, and then on top of that, it's fraud too, because it's like if you're kind of giving people the impression to think that they can win in Call of Duty Warzone, but then they're getting screwed over by some crappy crappy player that's not even good at the game, but they're just spamming, broken cheats in order for them to get free wins, then yeah, that needs to be eliminated from the game, because it's ruining the gameplay and it's ruining the experience for players to actually go out and have fun. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen for Call of Duty Warzone. This new season has been pretty I don't know. It's been kind of like a little bit boring, but it's been like really bad with all the broken guns. I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 more than Call of Duty Battle Royale Warzone. So I think Black Ops 6 is pretty decent right now, but the guns are very very broken. Call of Duty Warzone guns that are really good that I like using has to be I'd probably say maybe guns like the Kilo. I like the Kilo a lot. The Ladra is actually pretty good. I like using the AK-74, and I also like the PPSH. Like the PPSH is a beautiful gun. I love that gun a lot. I'm actually going to get that gun in my armory to complete, and I also need to get me the what's the other gun that they have in the armory? I forgot what exactly that I need to get, but there's plenty of other good guns out there. I wish that the Scar actually came into the game, because I really wish I could use that gun in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and in Warzone Rebirth. So if I could use those guns, I would definitely have fun doing that every day. So yeah, I also like other guns like the Cypher. Like the Cypher is a great, amazing gun. That gun is just absolute, really gold, very beautiful. The Amis is pretty good. I know that gun got recently buffed, so I actually like using that gun at times. But other than that, it's pretty decent, you know. Um, the meta should probably be nerfed a little bit more with the hackers, but other than that, the guns are pretty decent. Um, there just needs to be better matchmaking with the skill-based matchmaking being applied to all players. Like if you're a really really high level player, you should be matched up with other high level players. But on top of that, if you're like, let's just say if I'm just playing quads and I'm also really good, I should also have better teammates. So therefore, I can play the game easier, because it's like if I'm having to deal with like all these bad players that go out of their way to just get free wins off of you in two box lobbies, or just like pre-made lobbies where the lobbies are being favored to the players that are bad, and all the good players are just kind of like knocking them off for them to just get free wins. Yeah, I think it's terrible for the game. It's terrible for the Call of Duty community. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Hopefully we get to see Warzone get rid of a lot of this bad crap in the game, but I'll definitely be back around to make another video if Call of Duty Warzone doesn't make any improvements. Because I will say this game was once good, because I used to have a lot of fun playing Warzone on the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 version of the game. But the problem is that this game was poorly balanced with all the broken guns and all the crazy loadouts that you can do. So that's like the only thing that threw me off. I did like 2019 Warzone because it felt like, it felt like a really fun game to play, and it felt really smooth to play online. But ever since Call of Duty evolved with like Call of Duty HQ and all these other variations of different war zones, from MW2 to MW3, and then now Black Ops 6, I feel like that this game has really failed the community, and a lot of people are now getting pissed off, not liking Call of Duty. And Activision, they're definitely in a load of trouble if they're going to continue to go in this direction. And shout out to one YouTuber by the name of Ink Slasher. He's a really good YouTuber. Really go check him out. He has beautiful Call of Duty lore content, talking about a lot of Call of Duty lore, Call of Duty Warzone news, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 news that he's been covering lately. He's really good with that, and he also covers other games as well. So definitely go check him out. He's a really good YouTuber. I really like watching him, and I also like watching Who's Immortal. He's actually really good with Call of Duty content. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what you guys think about Call of Duty Warzone. Do you think this game is definitely on its last legs of survival, or do you think this game has a lot to offer? And do you think that the issues need to be handled a lot better from Activision to handle the hackers and all this crazy nonsense that's going on? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. And this is KRAT7435 signing out. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, and until next time, guys.